Hey guys, before the video gets started, if you're like me, you like a nice perfume or cologne, you like to smell good, but you don't like the commitment of $60 or $70 a bottle. That's why I like Scentbird. Scentbird is a subscription-based service like any of the other ones out there, but they send you a new cologne or perfume every month. You make a little queue of stuff that sounds good, stuff that you've liked in the past, and they send you a nice spray bottle, which you can replace with your new scent every month. It's a pretty sweet service, and I like it because I do like cologne, I like perfume, but like I said, I don't like to spend a bunch of money. And this way, I get to try a lot of different stuff. Check it out. There's a link in the description below. Now for the video. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome to the Rusty Toolbox. In this episode, we're going to change the oil, change the brake pads, and mount up the license plate on the XS850. All right, here we are underneath the bike. Got a new oil drain pan because I threw the other one away because it was old and I actually probably shouldn't have thrown it away. But that's okay. Alrighty. So, I guess that just stays like that. This is like a new fancy oil drain pan. I don't really know how to work these very well. Alright, so how do you change the oil on a motorcycle? It is insanely easy. First, what you want to do is make sure that well, actually, before I do any of that, you want to run the bike for about 30 seconds or so, just to get it a little bit warm. It'll help it drain faster and make sure that you're getting most of it out. So, choke on, run, we're in neutral. That was a backfire. Alrighty. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Now I don't want to run it too long right now because it is actually over full of oil. So let's grab a socket and some gloves. We're going to change this oil and filter. So here we are. Here is your engine. This is an additional oil cooler line that goes and feeds some excess oil up into the auxiliary oil cooler up there. So for now, we're just going to take our socket, and we're going to loosen up this oil filter housing right here. And it's going to start spilling out oil. The headers are a little warm. You want to be careful not to burn yourself, like I just did. You want to try to avoid getting any oil on the actual headers, as it will cause discoloration and burning. If they're chrome especially. I will definitely get a rag and wipe that down in a moment. Alrighty. There is that. So that's got the actual filter in it right there, as you can see. And then the drain plug to actually drain the oil out. I'm going to set this up there. Get some towels. Alrighty. So that should just start spilling out oil. Obviously, now, unfortunately, with the headers that I installed, the oil drips like right onto that header. So once it's all done draining out, we'll put the plug back in, and we'll take really good care to clean off that pipe. But for now, we're just going to let that drain out, and then we will take that filter out and put in this new one. Got the old oil filter out. It was kind of stuck in there. You can see there's still some oil left over in there. We're going to just clean that out really quick and pop the new filter and little O-ring in there. Here we go. Alright, so that was pretty gunked up. What we'll do is we'll put that spring back in there, put the new oil filter in. Very nice. It's nice and snug, like a glove. And then we have the new O-ring. What you want to do is, my hands are already, the gloves I'm wearing are pretty oily, so you just want to make sure that this O-ring just has some oil on it, gets covered in oil, so that it doesn't crack. You don't want any cracking. Alright, that is on there nice and good. Let's come back over here. And get back on. So, all the oil is drained out. It is it's a little hard to see in there, but now I'm just gonna take a rag, wipe down as much of the oil off of this. Actually, no, I'm gonna plug this up first. Let's plug this up first. Kind of hard to see in there. Yep. And with your oil plug, you never ever want to over tighten it. So I got it in hand tight there, and we'll just give it a couple cranks with the old wrench. Perfect. That's not going anywhere. Right on. Move my drain pan out of the way, and we can wipe this down. Like I said, you don't want your headers to be oily, because then they can get stained, and they'll also get like smoky and burny and stuff, you know, and that's not nice. All right, so we got our old filter out, old O-ring there. Let's go around to the other side. All right, we've got our cap off, and as you can see here, there's our little bowl there that shows our fill level. I've got 3 quarts, and this calls for about 3 quarts. If we need more, then we can do more. But let's go ahead and start putting some of this oil into the motor. Now as this fills, you should start seeing. So you can see here, it might be really hard to see on the camera, but the level as it fills, you can see it kind of go up and then it'll all drain down. Now with this last one, we'll want to pay close attention and make sure we don't go over. My guess is that we'll probably use almost all of it. We want to end up with our oil line probably a little like at the max level, because then what you do once you filled it the first time, I like to just run the starter. I don't necessarily need to start the bike and get the motor running, but just run the starter so that the pistons run a cycle or two, and then you'll usually see your oil level drop just a tiny bit, and then you can just top it off. So let's try it out. So, didn't want to start the motor. All you want to do is turn it over a few times. And let me pull out my light. So you can kind of see. Well, you should be able to see. So that's a little bit better. So you can see we're right about mid-level there. That's pretty much where we want to be. Oil nice and clear, right down the middle. What we'll do is we will go for a little test ride, and then we'll come back and make sure the oil level is staying at the same place. If it has dropped down too much, obviously we'll add some more oil. Put in a little bit more, a little bit closer to that top line and the bottom one. That looks perfect. So you can see that level is right about smack dab in the middle. And that is right where we want to be. Well, that's oil. Next up, brake pads. The old brake pads off. There's still a lot of life in them, but they're not great. And you know what? While we're here, might as well change them out. So let's put the new ones in. Move on to the fronts. All right, so the front brake pads look like they have pretty much the same composition. We'll have to remove that bolt there, and it looks like on the back you can see that there's a screw kind of holding the plates tight. So let's do it. took the caliper and the bracket off there. Look at the brake pads. The brake pads actually look okay. And I also was sent the wrong brake pad anyway. So I'm actually just going to not change the front brake pads. They've actually had pretty good feel anyway. I was just going to do it as a general maintenance item. So now let's work on the license plate bracket. How are we going to mount this license plate? Well, we could put it here somewhere or up under here. I don't really like that. What if we put it like right here? Well, that's the idea. So what I've got some 28 gauge steel. I'm going to cut a little bracket, as you can see, and that is going to go on the end of this bar, which will also get its own bracket welded and then cut, obviously, so that it will sit mounted from the bolt there that holds the rear, I guess, axle coming from the swing arm. That'll be able to mount right there. It should be pretty sturdy. There's still plenty of thread. As you can see, the thread there at the bottom there. There's about a half an inch, quarter of an inch. I don't know. It's basically the width of this steel. What is this? I don't even know what you would call this. Steel pole thing. I've got a little bracket here that would fit pretty much right on, and I'll basically weld the bar here to the bracket, and that'll go sit right in there. Let's do it. Unfortunately, my camera died as we were doing that, but as you can see, I got this all welded in. I tried to grind it down a little bit, give it a nice little black paint really quick, and then that comes out behind here. There is a metal bracket you can kind of see back there that the license plate hooks right up to. So that's kind of what it looks like as it hangs down there. I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's sort of like a half fender license plate. I'm digging it. I like it. So that's that for the motorcycle build. For now, I've got the seat out being upholstered, reupholstered, and then it's pretty much done. I mean, mechanically, the bike is sound. New oil, filters. Got the brakes all figured out. Got new shocks, headers, controls with the new handlebars and grips and mirrors and all that stuff. I think it's going to be a pretty sweet bike once we get that seat back. Thanks for joining us. Next time, we're going to be working a little bit on the other motorcycle. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys.